Hello, we are Group 8. My name is Sergon.
My name is Kahal. My name is Rania.
My name is Ming.
And my name is Yuchen.
We are here today to present our project, which is about Iba plants, and I'm going to make the introduction. Iba Plants is a flower shop located in Grenada town near your shopping city by the lake, which has an amazing view, especially in summer season, where the town is crowded with tourists, who they are coming from around Sweden and even from other Europe countries. The place is owned by Steve and her family today, who operated the place with more than 30 years of professional experience. The company focused on farming of woody garden plants at Fishing Hill, which is an island located on Vatten Lake. She awarded the Amelia Erickson Prize in June 2013, and 1 month after, she opened the Opten Plant Division and Flower Department. Steffi is from Germany, and she graduated and got her master's degree with her master letter from Gardner School in Germany. She started her career and worked as an apprentice in various places such as Holland, Northern Germany, and even US. Our research problem is that Iba plants located in leasing area, which is owned by a shopping city with yearly contract, and they have difficulties for extending the contract longer than 1 year. Season job means that the employees work during the summer while leaving afterward, and the next summer Iba plants will have to find new workers. Due to the challenge of operating in winter, Iba plants are looking for opportunity to boost profit. I'm going now to pass for my colleague Kaho to speak about theoretical framework and methodology.
When we visited to the company, the owner mentioned she could offer gardening education to customers to boost their profit. So we decided to focus on the idea and did marketing research. In our marketing research, market segmentation, especially demographic segmentation, became our main topic. Market segmentation is very important for the company to identify specific segments they target. The reason why we focused on the demographic information to collect for the data was demographic factors influence the tendency of customers' participation in gardening. Age, gender, income, and home value are strongly related to people's interest in gardening. Therefore, marketing segmentation, especially demographic segmentation, became the main topic of our marketing research. To approach to the research problem, we conducted online survey through Google Forms. We chose this method because survey research using Google Forms does not cost us. We don't need to be interviewer or supervisor, which enable us to save our time. And then lastly, it makes participants answer honestly and candidly, since it's anonymity. The survey consists of 6 questions, closed-ended questions, which require participants to select answer that describes them the most accurately from multiple choices. The first 3 questions are asked to identify participants' demographic information, and the rest of questions are for examining their interest in gardening and gardening education. The survey consists of 54 participants. The participants are mostly from our social networks, such as friends, family, and coworkers. To get many participants, we also asked participants to spread the survey to their friends, family, and coworkers. We also made sure to collect surveys from different ages and genders because, as I mentioned before, demographic factors strongly affect the likelihood of participation in gardening. So now Yuchen is going to talk about our findings from the survey.
Our finding consists primarily of 2 parts, including identifying participants' demographic information to consider marketing segmentation, target market and positions of EB plant, as well as examining participants interested in gardening and gardening education to see if there is a demand of EB plan to provide gardening education to customers. Through the survey, we have selected the participants' educations and some relevant information on acceptance of gardening education service provided by EB plan. As shown in the figure 1, when asked about age, 54 participants gave us a reply. Among them, most of participants are between the 20 and 29 years old. As demonstrated in the figure 2, a total of 54 participants gave a reply about their gender. Among them, we find that 66.7% of participants were women, while 33.3% of participants were men, as depicted in the figure 4. Most of participants had been to Ghana, and it accounted for 79.2%, and only 20.8% of the participants did not visit Ghana. As shown in the figure 5, a significant member of the participants gave a positive response, and they thought they were interested in gardening. In fact, 29.6% of participants responded negatively. They directly experienced that they had no interest in the gardening, while 24.1% of the participants thought they may have interested in gardening. As shown in the figure 6, 53 participants gave us a reply. Among them, 34% of participants they would pay to be enrolled in a short gardening course, while 32.1% of participants thought they would not pay to be enrolled in a short gardening course. It is worth mentioning that 34% of total participants expressed that they may pay to be enrolled in a short gardening course.
Okay, based on the survey findings, it indicates that there is a considerable amount of people who are interested in gardening. According to the results from figure 5, 46.3% of the participants are interested in gardening, plus another 24.1% of participants answered maybe. As almost half of the participants are interested in gardening, it shows that the gardening education course we're considering has a certain market prospect, and people who answered maybe can be considered as potential customers. The company can start certain activities to raise awareness of this group of people and make them become the company's future consumers. Also, the survey observed that 79.2% of the participants have been to Ghana, where the company is located. Combine this with the result I just mentioned, it is safe to say that the most people will feel acceptable to learn gardening in Ghana. In addition, we find that the majority of people who are interested in gardening are also willing to pay to be enrolled in a gardening course. Although most participants of the survey are between 20 to 29 years old, the result shows that most participants who are interested in gardening and willing to pay are females, and the age range is 40 to 60 years old. So based on these results, we can consider the target market for EB plant should be female who are above 40 years old. And next, we need to consider a few limitations in the survey and the project. Firstly, due to the limited time we have, this survey only reached to limited amount of people. More participants in the survey can present a better quality and less biased results. Also, as the company have never launched gardening course before, factors such as facility upgrading costs and commercial costs are not considered. These financial aspects should be investigated along with the survey. Well, another major limitation, which is already mentioned by Sargon earlier, is that the owner, Steffi, does not own the property where her company is built on. As she only gets the rent contract once a year, there are limited changes she can do to the land. Therefore, there are limited upgrades she can carry out to start a gardening course. And now I will hand it to Rania to speak about suggestions and implications for EV plants.
Our suggestions are based on the owner's will of having gardening educational course for tourists. So we took into consideration 4 suggestions, in which the first is a basic gardening course for tourists, which would be for a couple of hours. And then our second suggestion is to teach gardening for Jönköping's residents. The course can vary from teaching how to plant fruit trees to how to design a garden or even flower decoration. The third suggestion would be to teach kids how to plant flowers. We believe that this idea would be of interest for the school's administration, and the children can learn something new and have some fun. The last suggestion is to offer a gardening course for migrants. Many migrants that live in Jönköping are above 45 years, and a fair amount of them have an interest in gardening or have worked in gardening before. As to conclude, and as I have already mentioned before, EBI Plants has different solutions that can raise their profit, while the last decision is for the owner to decide as to which solution is best for their company. We believe that a gardening educational course for residents would be the best. Looking back at the findings, we can see that most of those who answered yes were females over 40 years, and EBI Plants' customer segment is of the same category. This shows that regular customers of the shop can also be participants in this course, thus giving the owner a wider range of customers, plus regular customers can help market this new course by word of mouth.